No. It was like I had a Corona, and you know, have you ever been in there?
Yeah.
You know, the dressing room is like downstairs kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I go down there, and that's where our like rider was.
Mm-hmm.
And I go down there, grab a fucking beer, and walk it back up, go on the stage, right? And just drink it there. But I guess the club's policy is that you can't have an open flask bottle. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And yet they will bring you the beers to the stage in the bottle. You know what I mean? Because I hate pouring Corona in that little plastic cup. Right?
Yeah.
So I went down and grabbed it, and then I was walking off the stage, not on it. And then he says, "You can't go down there with that bottle." I'm like, "Well, I'm leaving. I'm going back down in the dressing room anyway." And he's like, "No, you're not." And I'm like, "Are you seriously like going to tell me I can't?"
Is this one of the security guys?
Yeah. And I'm like, "Dude, are you really telling me I can't go?" It's usually your job is to be like, no one can come up, not get out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then he's like, "Well, then you're gonna have to leave the club." And I'm like, "Fine, I'm leaving the fucking club." And then I passed the bottle up to Tony Sullivan, who was with us at the time. And then I said, "Great, there you go. He's got it. I'm leaving." And then I went to walk by because I was leaving for real. Anyway, I was just going to walk out and then go to the hotel. And then the guy grabbed my arm and held me there. I said, "What are you fucking doing?" He's like, "You know, you're not going anywhere," kind of thing. And I go, "No, I'm leaving the fucking venue." You know, and I flipped out.
And it got crazy.
And it got ugly, you know. And then obviously he was just like, you know, getting ready to throw me out of the back door when I was going to walk out of the side.
Yeah.
And then, you know, half the staff were like, "What the fuck are you doing to the guy?"
Yeah.
You know, and then how the other half were like, "Well, we don't know who this kid is. We're going to go ahead and throw him out the out a long way." You know what I mean? I'm just like, so it was like a big standoff. You know what I mean? I go, "Look, I'm not going to fucking sit through this while you're all confused."
You're like, "I'm leaving."
Yeah. And then I kind of tugged my arm away from him, which he didn't like. And then I left. And I was just thinking, too, I'm like, Jesus Christ. Well, what if it was, it doesn't matter if it was me. What if it was some kid?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They would have fucked him up,
you
know, like, for nothing.
Tony Sullivan.
Yeah.
He's not around anymore.
No, he's off the team.
Yeah. I don't know what exactly happened.
I get bits and pieces of it, but like, because we've had a couple issues with him, like just with our camp even, you know, which is weird.
Well, I gotta say, you know, I always kept my mouth shut, but he was never a nice person to me. And when I got the email and text right away from Tommy, I was like, oh, finally I don't have to deal with him anymore. It was kind of nice. I was relieved. I was like, great. So I don't know what he's going to do or where he's at, but I was just happy I didn't have to deal with him. But he was never a nice guy to me. And there's no reason not to be, you know. So I never really liked the guy 100%. Actually, not even 10%. I'm sorry, that was pretty rad.
All I'm gonna think about.
Right after we get the outline done, too. It wasn't even like partially. Like you just had the outline, and yeah, that'll go down in infamy now with this. So there was a guy that came into the shop, and he kept saying, "I want to get the initials." He wanted to get the Nike swoosh on his leg because he's a runner. And he wants to get the initials GTO tattooed on him. And we're like, okay, cool. So one of the guys was, you know, getting set up to do it. Put some Nike swoosh on the guy's side of his cap.
Easy enough?
Yeah, easy enough. Done, bangs it out, take a look in the mirror. Guy's like, cool, okay. He's like, all right, let's pick out some lettering font for the GTO. And the guy's like, okay. We pick out the font, Old English, stencil it on the guy's arm, have him look in the mirror. Cool? Absolutely cool. Let's do it. Gets the outline on. He's kind of putting his machine down, ready to get set up to change, you know, needles for the fill-in and all that. And he says, I come up to him, I go, so why GTO? You know, what's the deal? And he says, well, do you watch Jersey Shore? And I go, yeah, I've seen it. Pretty funny show. You know, most people are laughing at him, not with him. That's what makes it really funny. And he's like, oh, yeah, you know, I love it. And he's like, you know, they got those you know, initials for everything. And I'm like, oh, what's this one for? And he says, gym, tanning, and laundry. And I go,
That's GTL.
well, I get the gym and I get the tanning, but how does laundry begin with an O? And he goes, GTL, GTL. And the way he kept saying it,
he was trying to make it sound like an O.
Yeah, and I go,
but you should have seen it.
Thank you.
There's your fucking winning.
So he just goes, please don't tell me I have an O tattooed on my arm. I go, dude, you got a big fucking O tattooed on your arm. So he stands up, looks in the mirror, he's like, I said L, L. And there were even people in the waiting room, and they started like laughing, and I go, you're saying O right now. He's like, no, I'm saying L. And they go, it sounds like O. And I go, thank you, I'm not the only one hearing that. Now, so the other guy that was doing the tattoo was getting all like freaked out. And I go, dude, relax. Like, this is his screw up, not yours. He even looked at it, he approved it, he looked at the stencil on his arm. Like, obviously there's a difference between an O and an L in Old English letters. Yeah. So he's like, well, what do we do to fix this? He's like, well, I guess we're going to end up, you know, covering it up, or, you know, I'll change the O into an L. So he's sitting there. So at this point, I'm like, well, gym, tanning, orgasm? I go, it's better than doing laundry any of the week in my book. And he starts laughing, and everybody in the waiting room starts laughing. And then he's like, come on, dude, this is my arm. This is for real. This is serious. I'm like, all right. And it was just,
oh, this is serious. So I'm going to get a Nike swoosh and a fucking catchphrase for
Thank
the show
you,
that's
right?
only going to last like maybe a tenth of your lifetime.
Yeah, exactly. Which it's a joke anyway,
right.
You know? So people are laughing at it, not really with it. So
now people can laugh at him and not really with
dude,
him.
It's pretty story. GTO, GTO. And I go, I thought you had like a muscle car. He's like, what's that? I go, you know, the Pontiac GTO? I don't even know what that is. And I'm like, wow. The guy was great. It was pretty hysterical. They ended up kind of covering it to make it look like an L, though. I think he should have just left the O and told the story myself. Much better than fucking GTL on his arm. I mean, the kid wasn't even, he's not even like one of the like Guido type guys. He's not even tan and, you know, yoked out or anything like that. So it doesn't make much sense.
Hey, that really fucking hurts.
Yes, it does. If it doesn't hurt, I wouldn't be doing it right.
Right.
This thing's pretty cool. Not as cool as the Zelda hearts.
No,
I
think it's cooler. I think it's a little cooler. Actually.
You think so?
Like, well, I mean,
I like the hearts. Oh, actually, you inspired a kid to come in after the hearts, and I tweeted it, or you tweeted it, and I tweeted it. Kid came in and got the Pac-Man thing, and I did it all digital. He did the 4 ghosts on his arm.
Whoa, cool.
And we did it all pixelated. Yeah, and it looked killer.
Sweet.
And he's a big fan of yours. He's a young kid, and came in and got the Pac-Man ghosts. So I thought that was kind of cool too. We did them all pixeled. I gotta admit, I really like the pixel stuff. It's a pain in the ass tattoo, but it looks good when it's done.
And that guy did this guy too. This is one of his characters.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And what's that one from?
From Super Mario.
Oh, okay. You can tell I'm not into the video game thing. Even though we just got the Wii, so I'll be getting, my kids will be playing all that stuff now.
Oh, for Christmas?
Yeah. That's how behind the times I am. We just got the Wii. That'll tell you how up on it I am.
I got a friend who plays video games for a living.
Yep.
What a fucking joke.
It's weird, but you can do that nowadays.
I know. It's like, really, dude? But not even pro. Like,
really?
Not a pro gamer. No.
So how's he do?
He works for a media outlet called Machinima.
Okay.
And they review games and post YouTube videos and all that stuff.
So he gets paid to play the games and review them.
Yeah, and just basically comment on them and just.
Is he good? I mean, I would imagine.
Yeah, I would hope. I don't know. I've never really seen him play anything other than Minecraft and this and that. But he's just like a little gamer celebrity dude. I mean, it's like, you know, so he's like a public figure in gaming. It's funny. It's the craziest thing.
I've done the World of Warcraft logos on people. I've done those a couple times. I guess that's a big one. I see all the stuff on TV, and it's kind of mind-boggling now how advanced it all is, and the third-person shooter games and all that. It's just pretty insane. From, you know, I grew up playing the Pitfall on Atari,
Right.
and, you know, all that stuff, and very much like the pixelated thing. And now you see the stuff where I'm just like, are you kidding me? Let me wipe it down. Take a look.
Looks good.
Yeah.
Does that actually push the ink from the Sharpie India?
You know, in theory, yes.
Yeah.
But
But
it's not going to do it. Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
I'm just
exactly.
curious.
Yeah.
Because I wonder if that ink embedded in there too stays permanent. Probably not.
Well, in a weird way, no, because that stuff, the way a tattoo works is the molecules are big enough that your body can't absorb it and carry it away to filter through your lymph nodes and your liver and kidney.
Right.
So when you get things lasered off, what the lasers actually do
it
is breaks them down into small enough molecules that your body and your blood can carry them away and filter them out. But with the Sharpie being that thin,